All right, what's going on, Wild Will TV? It's been a while since I posted a video, but I'm back, man. We back better than ever, and we had some things, man, cooking in the fire. Um, we got a couple scooters we working on fixing. That's man, Gemacalypse, man, Gemacalypse now. You can check us out on YouTube. Uh, a friend of Gemacalypse brought us this bike right here, and he said it wasn't working, and I see what the problem is. All right, first of all, either it's missing like a retainer or something like that, or this is just a bad design. And this is the Hidoes. This is the B2, right, bro? B3. This is the Hidoes B3. All right. See right here where this goes in here. When he was riding, the wheel came loose and began to spin while it was in here because it wasn't tight enough, I think, and it came out because it'd slide down and come out, and he was just like resting on the axle riding. So I think that's what happened, and the hub motor was connected here. I think that's what happened, and the hub motor was connected right here, right? And it began to twist and wind itself up. And once it wound in on itself, it started to tear up the cord. And I can see right here, that's definitely a phase wire, or yeah, phase wire exposed. I don't know what else could be damaged, exposed, touching, anything like that, but we're gonna find out in a minute. But we're gonna strip this cord back. We're gonna look and see if there's any more problems, and we're gonna slide this down a bit because we're gonna go all the way back there. It's a good thing his spring retainer was right here. This right here helps to protect your scooters or your bike. I know a lot of people take them off, but don't take it off. It definitely helps to keep it from getting caught up on these little sharp edges right here. It's a good thing it didn't happen in there, because then you have to take this whole thing off. Then you have to take off the gears, like the gear sprocket, and like open the hub motor and solder new wires at the source. And that can be a pain. So it's a good thing it wasn't that, and it's just this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna grab some scissors and a blade, and we're gonna open this up, and we're gonna get in here, and we're gonna see how much damage is done, how many wires are exposed, how many we have to cut, clean up, and solder back together. Put some shrink wrap on them, button it up with another big piece of shrink wrap, and get this thing nice as new. But we're about to see in a second. All right, Watt Wheel TV. I got the wires stripped back, and we're in luck. Because once I stripped it back, I realized the rest of the wires are not damaged. Sorry about that. Let me put this down in the tray. All right, the rest of the wires are not damaged. I'm looking. Hall sensors, all good. I went all the way back. Looking at each one of them. They all look good. Look a little stressed. Like stressed, see how the green looks a little like white. You can see the plastic kind of stressed. So maybe that's the light. I don't know. We're going to find out in a minute though, y'all. Let's check it out. Everything else is good. So, all right. I believe it's this one blue phase wire right there. And if you look at that phase wire, if you see that shadow going across the camera, this shadow here, I don't know if you see it. I usually see it when I have this hat. Okay, all right, that's what it's that hat. That shadow is just me touching the camera for the screen to go off. I have it set like this, I won't forget when I'm riding. That's the one setting I forget to turn back. So we're gonna have to deal with that, but I'm gonna keep the camera on like that. And we're gonna get this wire together. If any of these other wires were messed up, what we would do is we would clip that wire, and it's color to color, of course, because you're clipping it, and you would take your heat shrink, and you will put it on, you will clip it somewhere about here, take your heat shrink and slide it all the way back as far as you can. You will wrap the wires, and then you will solder them and slide the heat shrink back up, and then seal the heat shrink up, and then that'll be that. And Only issue I'm trying to figure out is getting that heat shrink over, because I can't get this off. Oh, yes, I can. All right, this right here will come off. All right, because this goes on top of here. But we want to get this off real quick. And I see we can get it off because it's kind of stretchy. It's not easy, but it's not hard either. There we go. We had to get over that lip. There we go. We got that off. And when you take the stuff apart, always make sure you put stuff in a place you can find to keep everything together, so you won't be looking around after you get everything fixed and you running around trying to complete the build or complete the repair job, and you can't find those parts or whatever. So always keep them out in the open. I mean, where you can find them. So all right, here we go. This right here, blue phase wire. I'm gonna show you how we would do with this wire, so you'll know how you would do any other ones. And we're gonna fix this one. We're gonna cut it right there where it's damaged at. Okay, let's get a wire stripper. I'm gonna strip this one. Oh, okay. This is a cheap wire stripper. It came with a little cheap Amazon set. But the set is actually a decent set. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I can't front on the set. The set definitely works. Decent little soldering on, come with extra parts and stuff like that. I'm just saying if it's cutting into it. It's trying. Oh, past the notch. Okay. Okay. There we go. But yeah, it has it came with soldering on. Also, let's see, solder came with the soldering pump, which is actually good. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus the tip in there, 6 extra tips. Matter of fact, I think it's 7 extra tips, because these tips came from another kit I had just laying around, and they got kind of mixed in. It came with a few little things. I'm trying to think. It came with a thing of flux paste also, because I usually make my own liquid flux, so that was a plus, you know. And we're moving on to the other side. Ooh. Almost. Let's go up one. This one is just being difficult. So we use that end right there. That's what I use that end for. I know it's for something else maybe, but I use this end right here and slide across, and that'll help release the rest of it. So there we go. Open and cleaned up. Just seeing if there's any more spots where it could be damaged. No, looks pretty decent. Pretty decent. Now I'm separating these wires because it's easier to twist them like interlaced. A lot of people will go with you know, putting them side by side or putting them together like this, like this, and then twist them together and then folding it over. That makes a large lump. I'm trying to be, clean with my work, especially when I'm dealing with someone else's build. Maybe my own Franklin school, I wouldn't care, but with someone else's build or something that I had that was, supposed to be a showpiece, but Franklin school is a workhorse, that's my pal, so Franklin school like me, man, we basic. We don't need a lot. All right, okay, that's what I was looking for. A bit of alcohol. Let me find something to wipe it down with. A bit of paper towel. And yes, I did just pull this paper towel out of my pocket. That's why it's all rough on the edges. And the reason I'm not spraying the whole thing is because for some reason this bottle leaks really bad. So I'm just trying to get it on there. It's more of it just running down the bottle versus spraying, like, spraying straight. So, and got some alcohol. I'm just going to wipe these up. Like, I mean, I'm put some flux on it. You don't have to do this. I'm just doing this for maybe some dirt stuff might be caked onto it because these right here, these little bolts, you see they're sticking out. I don't think he could get it down. He probably thought it was stripped because there was so much dirt and stuff caked in there. He probably couldn't get a screwdriver in there. I used these little pointy cleaners, tweezers, you know what I mean? They're like really pointy. I don't know if you can see those. They're like really pointy joints. So I used those, and one of the grooves got all the dirt and stuff out. So all right, give me a second, and we're gonna twist these together, get some flux on. I'm gonna let you see that. All right, White Whale TV, I'm back. All right, I had to do that off camera, right? Here's what I've done. I've pulled back this further enough so that I can slide this piece of heat shrink down. I'm gonna slide down a bit more. Let's see. Slight bit more. All right. I slid that down. I wanted to slide that down because what happens is if you don't, this right here will get a hot, this whole wire, and then this heat shrink will shrink and won't fit over top of this section that you needed to cover. I've had that issue a lot of times, so that's just something for you to know. And reason why I have this here holding this is because once I kept putting this together, being that this will pull back, this is heavy, so it just kept pulling this loose. So I would wire it together and it would just come loose. So once I put it together, got it twisted up, twisted good. I took this alligator clip, bit down on here, the piece of insulation cord, the outer insulation for the cord, and I clipped onto that, wrapped it around the frame, and just slid it under here because I don't want to clamp this cord in here and make a break somewhere in the cord and have the cord exposed. So okay, now what we're gonna do is, sometimes I put liquid flux on there, but I'm gonna try regular flux. Let's heat our soldering on up. I just went and got some new solder because the solder that I had before was it was supposed to be just plain lead solder. Lead tin solder, but it was a mixture for real. And I think it was lead free solder because the melting point on it was high. 600, 700. Like, it was really high. And like regular solder, it should have been, I would say, like, I think it's 350, you know what I mean? 350, I would usually be going around like 400. For this one, we'll go a little higher because that wire is thick. So definitely had to go a little bit higher for that. I got the soldering on heating up as we speak. And I got it heating up to 419. I'm going to bring it up to about 525. No, about 5. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm going to take the 527 and see how that helps out. Okay, these never used these tweezers for this before, but these tweezers are not really good for this. They're definitely not made for this. Oh man. And just like that, it came loose. So put our soldering on back on the soldering on stand. Always put soldering on back on the stand. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna pull some of this flux off. It's gonna be on my fingers still. It's gonna get back on there and in there, and you're gonna get me see me twisting them up on camera. The bad part is twisted in different ways because I just had it mixed together. There we go, got it straight. You want to re-straighten it all the way back out and try to get the connection best you can so you can get strong solder joints. So I'm going to straighten these wires out back as best as I can. Okay, there we go. 3 strands there.
Man.
Yeah. What I found works best is to break it into like 3 strands, 3 and 3, and try to do it like almost like making a braid. Alright, I'm gonna fold this one over that way, those over that way, that one over that way, this one over that way. Then I'm gonna twist them and wrap this last piece around them. Be careful not to stick yourself in the hands with this metal. Okay, there we go. Our soldering iron should be hot. That piece of tissue we use, the hand towel to get the, you put the alcohol on, put our flux piece back to our station. Okay. Soldering iron tip. Yeah. Get some solder on here. The key is to actually go up under the wire and then try to get the solder to melt in there. So the second to heat the wires up.
Over there by that building. It's a sniper.
It's starting to heat up.
Yeah, you gonna take my breath, you gonna dip on me?
I'm gonna try to just melt some now.
Bitch ass get.
Just to try to get this thing to stay. And this solder paste is not as good as I would think it should be. Well, maybe I just gotta get it hotter. Yeah, I like my homemade liquid flux better. My homemade liquid flux is definitely better. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna get right back with y'all. Okay, we got the soldering on set at 617. It's definitely heated up by now. Another thing, I realized the fan was still blowing too, so that could have been cooling off the wire too. So there's a lot of things. I'm not going to say the flux paste is trash just yet. Let's try it again.
Who that? Hold up, bro. You got now.
Okay, wire getting hot. Not how does it need to be? Okay. It's a decent solid connection. Get a little bit more of that on the back.
Y'all had to run outside. Yo, can I get a pickup, bro? I had to run to the... Can I get a pickup, fam? I played with you too, Black, these snipers before. Ooh, I got an op near me, bro. Yeah, I got an op near me.
Okay, we got it soldered. I'm gonna kill the soldering. All right, we got it soldered. I turned off the soldering on. That seems to be a good solder joint. Gonna seal that up in a second. Seal everything else up. We're gonna let loose this wire, this alligator hip clip we had retaining it. All right, let's get that off of there. All right.
Nah, I ain't bringing that shit, bro.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's why I'm glad I don't drink. Not no more. Okay, yeah. All right, we got that together. I'm gonna put this wheel on here, and then after that, we're gonna turn it on and see if it and see what it's doing. And we're gonna check the performance, see if it's the same as it used to be. We're gonna tighten up some of these bolts, go over top of this bad boy, give her a tune up, you know. But if you having problems with your hub mode, I know I see a lot of people who get this right here issue. That's all you got to do. Even if you had to clip them and then add a new one to it, you know, make the wires long with a new one or whatever, new connector or something like that. You're just gonna match some color to color and solder them just like that. That's all it is to it, y'all. All right, Wild Will TV. Let me turn this light on. Maybe y'all can see better. Okay, I got the wrong light set on. All right. Here's the thing. It's not on there wrong. I mean, well, it was on there wrong. All right. He had this on the inside and I guess at the bottom, which makes the wheel come up way past where it's supposed to be. It barely has any bite right here. You know, you see how it comes up? So the washer goes on the inside. This goes here to keep the wheels from turning because the way this is made, this cannot turn. See how it's made? The wheel is flat on both sides, and this is flat on both sides on this side and this side, and so is the axle. So it goes right here, keep it from turning, and that's sort of like a makeshift what do you call it? Torque arm. So I believe it came loose because he had them on there backwards. So I'm going to get the other side done up, tighten them up, and we're going to see if it come on. And hopefully we had enough time to check out performance. We're going to figure it out, y'all. All right, Wattwell TV, I'm back. The hub motor is working flawlessly, but there's a problem. This B3, I was going to say it has a flaw or user error. Even with user error, this thing to me is a a design flaw. All right. Now, see this here. This is where this goes in right here, right? Let me zoom in a little bit. All right, that ought to be good. Now, all right, this goes into here, but you see this little piece. Let me screw this off so maybe I can see it better. This little teeny piece that holds it on. Like, I mean, it's really flat across here. And then this right here goes under, is under where the top of this lip is. And they got this little thing in here. This is supposed to keep it from spinning on itself, torque, like a torque arm, but it doesn't hold it down in the frame. So this comes loose, and that's the problem. When I just started up, I only had it on pedal assist one, and I just hit the motor, and it spent. I mean, immediately came out and started winding up the cord, but the cord is still good for now. So what I think, it should be like how old school bikes was, or like how my scooter is. There's a thing. It looks like a washer. How this actually has flat on both sides. The thing, it looks like a washer is flat on the two sides right there too, and that makes it so the washer can't spin side to side. It's directly on there, and it can only come on and off, but it can't spin around on the axle. All right, now, one of those with the little hook on it, and then it hooks into the frame right here where this little hole is. That keeps it from coming out of the frame, keeps it from spinning. So even if these do come loose, you still safe. If you hit a bump or something, they ain't gonna just jump off. Or maybe there's a hole right here, they can get one. Or I would do like, this is in my bike, but I would just make a makeshift one. I would go up Home Depot, get me a piece of thick enough steel, and I would cut it, circle or whatever. Um, and I would cut a circle out into for this axle, but I would still have it flat on both sides because I would just open it up the washer that I would make. I would open it up a little bit in the middle, keeping the sides flat until it fit directly on there. It just barely gets on there, and I know it's not going to spin. And I would, have just a piece coming out like this, and I would just bend it over, and then I would put it in there. That's what I would do if it was mine because I like to get out and ride. So that's what I would do. Now, I'm going to put this back on there. And I was wrong before I said this goes on the outside to keep from spinning. This will keep it from spinning on the inside. And I know that because if I'm wrong, I mean, if I was right, the Hidoes wrong because you can't get the other side off because that's the side where the cord is, so it don't come off. So that's how that goes. But the problem is like, okay, no matter how much I tighten this up, the wheel, the wheel's gonna spin this way, so it's gonna hop right up out of there. So I'm gonna try to tighten it up both sides, like a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other side. Try to get them tightened down as even as possible, you know. And then we look over here on this side. Sorry about that. You see how it is? So it wouldn't be able to come off. That's just the way it go. And I'm looking the round side goes that. Okay, all right, cool. Let's try this again. I'm gonna try to tighten it up. A little on this side, a little on that side, sort of like how you do a car with a star pattern if you put lug nuts on. And hopefully that's gonna work. Okay, y'all. Well, it's something up with this where I can't get this to stay in there. Every time I go to tighten it, it rolls out of the cradle because right now it's sitting at the bottom as deep as it go, and you see it's just wide open right here. Just go, so it's not enough meat. Like if it came up a little bit further, it'll stay on there. Or if it had the little washer to go in there with the hook there, it'll keep it from pulling out, so you can tighten it tighter. So I'm not gonna be able to actually really test this right now, but we did get it wired. We're gonna shrink wrap this last cable. Let me get this all the way covered. Make sure you cover it all the way. I'm trying to do this with one hand. That should be good. And we're gonna shrink wrap this up, and we done. real, we out here, we in the field, you know what I mean? West Baltimore. Just finished fixing up this Hidoes B3. Well, finished fixing the hub motor cable. So for all y'all that have hub motor problems where your cable got frayed and wore out or something, this is the video to show you how to do it. If y'all need some more in-depth stuff, hit me up, let me know. I'll get on top of that for y'all. I mean, man, yeah, once again, man, love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Man, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm. I remember I used to hear people saying that, but it is actually true. It lets people know that the videos are up there, and well, it let YouTube know that you want to watch these videos, and they'll actually make sure that you catch new videos when they out. And also hit that the bell button so you get them notifications. Now, man, I'm gonna be releasing more videos more soon. We're gonna have better content. We can only get better from here. Man, take this journey with me. Is Watt Wheels TV. Have my man G Macalypse now in here. And yeah, we'll catch y'all on the flip side.